goat. It's one of those cuts of meat that we don't eat enough of. At least we should be eating more goat, right?
Absolutely. It is an incredible source of protein. Yes. And if you have someone in your connection, in your family or friends who is a hunter, wild goat is absolutely delicious.
So we've got a shoulder of goat here.
Yes. We are making a Sri Lankan goat curry. So the first thing that I'm going to do is just season this goat with a couple of generous pinches of salt.
Now, you may be wondering where are you going to get goat from, but if you go to particular butchers, ask for it, they will order goat in, and I think we should be eating more of it.
Absolutely.
Now, what was that you just put on there?
This is dark roasted Sri Lankan curry powder. Now, there are a lot of recipes out there to make it yourself, but I love going to family-owned spice stores to get my spices and my curry powders.
Yes.
Yes, please mince me some garlic. We're going to use about 3 cloves of garlic.
Yep.
While you're mincing the garlic, I'm going to keep adding some spices here, Justine.
Okay.
This is cumin. So we've got about 3 tablespoons of the dark roasted curry powder, about 2 teaspoons of cumin. I'm going to follow that up with about a teaspoon of turmeric, about a teaspoon, just a teaspoon for you today, of chili powder.
I know you like it really hot. I like it medium hot, medium to low.
I'd probably double it at home.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because you'll have some cooling dishes to pair with it later as well.
Yeah.
So we've got some beautiful black pepper. I love when a lot of the spice heat comes from pepper. And then 2 teaspoons of coriander powder. Now, if you had whole coriander and whole cumin at home, toast those seeds, grind them yourself, go for it. All right, I'm going to grab the tomato paste now. This is going to do some magic overnight, penetrating into the meat.
Yum. Garlic in.
Beautiful flavours. Garlic in, ginger in as well. About a teaspoon and a half or a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar.
Okay. Goat does have a stronger flavour than lamb, so having these spices, and it seems like a lot of spices, but it's actually the perfect balance here for it.
Absolutely, and the gaminess of the goat, it will still come through, but it will be, I suppose, a little bit knocked back by all of these beautiful spices. If you're the type of person that doesn't enjoy game, but you love a good curry, you are likely to still enjoy this.
Of course, great.
Okay. Justine, while I'm massaging this goat, could you please cut me those onions?
Sure
can. Something that I've picked up from my family is that a lot of onions makes a lot of flavour. So red onions in particular are really important. They bring in so much when you're making a really good curry.
Yeah, great. We said a lot of onions. You've got about 2 or 3 onions there.
Yes,
for this
absolutely.
Recipe. Yeah, okay. And can we cook this straight away, or do you prefer to marinate the goat?
You can absolutely pop this in the oven straight after doing this step with some of the other ingredients. However, marinating your meat, be it goat, be it a lamb shoulder, at least the day before makes the world of difference. So this goat shoulder has been marinating overnight and is now ready to be paired with our last remaining ingredients and popped in the oven.
Very nice.
Beautiful.
So onions in?
All the onions at the bottom. So we're going to pop the goat shoulder on top of the onions skin side up. And this goat has been out of the fridge for about half an hour to an hour.
Oh, yes,
it's not fridge cold. We want it to be at an ambient temperature. Oh, yeah. I've just added a tablespoon of ghee.
Lovely.
Beautiful flavour.
Next.
Okay. Justine, could I get you to please bruise the lemongrass?
Can do.
And while you're doing that, I'm going to grab these other aromats. I'm strooping the curry leaves. 2 sprigs of curry leaves. I love to be generous with curry leaves.
Yeah.
I love it. Okay.
Curry leaves are used quite a lot in Sri Lankan cooking.
Yes, absolutely. Now, 2 bay leaves, a cinnamon stick, the bashed up lemongrass, and a nice knotted little, it's called rempa in Sri Lankan, but pandan.
Yep.
Right, beautiful.
Last few ingredients here.
We have some whole spices, so about 7 cardamom pods and 3 cloves.
They
go in.
Okay.
And I'm going to get some of those curry leaves just at the bottom of the pot, and I'm going to add enough water just to come about halfway up the goat. So depending on the depth of your pan, use the size of the goat shoulder as your reference.
Right. And you don't need stock in this because there's so much flavour with all those beautiful spices, the tomato paste, the curry leaves.
Absolutely.
And we're going to cook this long and slow. What temperature for how long?
So Justine, we're going to cook this beautiful shoulder low and slow. It's going into the oven at 160 degrees for 3.5 hours. We'll then take it out, take the lid off. It will go back in the oven until the skin has gone beautiful, crispy and golden. That should take about 30 to 40 minutes.
Smells good in here, Elise.
Yeah, this is exactly how I want my house to smell
Yes.
as guests are coming in.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes. While it's cooking in its last stages, let's get onto a quick chutney.
Very nice.
So we're going to make a date and tamarind chutney. Could I please get you to start thinly slicing the red onion for me, Justine?
Absolutely.
And while you're doing that, I'm going to begin by putting about a tablespoon of coconut oil into this pan.
Okay.
And that will start to melt pretty much immediately because the pan is hot.
This is why I love Sri Lankan food, because you've got this gorgeous curry, but it doesn't end there just with rice. There are so many different accompaniments to go with it, just like a chutney like this.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Into this coconut oil, I'm adding about a teaspoon of brown mustard seeds.
Okay.
And when they start to crackle, that's when we know that there are beautiful aromas and oils are being activated. I'm going to just add 1 sprig of curry leaves for this one, and then we can start to hear that crackle.
Oh, yes.
I'll get you to grab those onions for me, please, Justine.
Yes.
We'll put them in.
There you go.
Beautiful.
Separate them.
So we'll just start to cook these off. Could I grab the salt as well, please?
Bit of salt.
Yep.
With those onions.
Nice pinch of salt to help release the moisture in the onion, of course.
Yep.
Fantastic. Using coconut oil keeps this recipe vegan, but you could start this recipe with ghee as well.
Oh, yeah, why not?
And ghee has that beautiful lactic flavour about it that's quite nostalgic for me because my nana used a lot of ghee in her cooking.
And while this is one of your family recipes, you've actually done this incredible book, I love it, about community cooking from your area.
Yes. I've pretty much spent my whole life living in Reservoir.
Yep.
And last year I spent a good chunk of time going to people's houses, taking beautiful photographs of them and collecting their family recipes. It's one of the best jobs I've ever had in my life.
Yes, yeah. That's
Gorgeous.
looking good.
Yes, the onions are just starting to brown. At this point I'll add the chilli powder.
Right.
So we'll try not to cough too much from the...
It's going to be spicy, but a chutney should have some intense flavours like the sourness from the tamarind and the heat, garlic.
Yes, beautiful garlic. So about 2 cloves of garlic minced.
Okay.
Beautiful. And about 2 tablespoons of minced ginger. So
Minced ginger.
roughly the same amount. Beautiful. It's just starting to smoke. We're going to add the apple cider vinegar. So what we'll do, Justine, is we'll add all of the dates.
Okay.
Okay. We'll add all of the brown sugar, please.
Brown sugar. There we go.
Okay. And you can buy tamarind in so many different forms. You can buy tamarind extract, tamarind paste. You can buy the solid block. With tamarind puree, I am going to use this whole jar.
Yep.
And then I'm going to water it down just a little bit because it is quite thick.
This is very interesting. I haven't seen a chutney being made like this, the intensity of the tamarind. But I think I like it because it's one of my favourite ingredients.
Beautiful. And we don't want to waste anything, so
No.
we'll put the water in the jar, give it a shake.
Yep. And in it goes. So how long are you going to cook this chutney for?
So this chutney, we want it just to start to boil. All the sugars will dissolve.
Yep.
And then it will start to thicken and become quite jammy.
Right.
And that's it, it's done.
Okay. The wait is finally over.
Oh yeah, here we are.
Goat curry, it looks so good. I love that little touch at the end where you increase the heat in the oven to get that super crispy on top.
Absolutely. And you could even do that just before your guests are being fed.
Yeah.
And the rest of the goat could have been cooked even the day before.
Even better, right?
Even better.
Yeah.
Like any curry.
All right, so teamwork here.
Absolutely.
Transplanted.
It's just falling off the bone.
So soft.
Delicious.
And then all of this.
yeah, we'll get some juices on top as well. That would be lovely.
I might just use
Thank
a
you.
ladle for this because there's so much goat gravy.
Yeah, it's like liquid gold. It's the liquor of deliciousness.
I'll just put it just
Beautiful.
around it because it's so crispy on the
Yeah.
top there.
Fantastic. Beautiful. I've got the tamarind chutney that I'll put some into this bowl for eating now, and the rest of it could get jarred up for later.
Yep, great idea.
Like any good jam, I suppose.
Yep.
Or
There we go.
any good chutney. We have a spiced saffron rice with golden raisins and beautiful cooling raita.
You're really spoiling me today, aren't you?
Oh yeah.
It's a true feast, a true Sri Lankan feast. You've got a little bit of lime too, just to finish it off. Yeah.
So most curries should be finished with a squeeze of lime.
Yep,
It gives a
absolutely.
little bit of life to finish the dish.
Goat curry. If you haven't tried goat, go and find a good butcher. They'll be able to source it for you and make this curry. Shall we dig in?
Oh, let's. We have to.
Ooh.
I'm excited for you to try it.
Hello, goat. You look divine.
Oh yeah, I'm very happy with that. Delicious.
I've prepared 2 forks.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Let's dig in there. I want to make sure I get some of that curry. And
Let's try it. This is like the chef's treat.
it's so good.
Beautifully tender.
Yeah.
You know, it's quite a gentle curry. You can amp up the spice if you want to with the chili.
And I've just had a taste of the chutney and it's just divine. It goes so well with it. This is a recipe that's really special. I know it's really special to you, but I feel like after all that effort cooking this long and slow, giving it so much love, it's certainly a sharing dish with your whole family or your friends. I'm going to make that next time. My friends are going to love it.
Oh yeah, you would be able to please anyone that walks through your door.
Absolutely. Goat. It's the next cool thing.
Oh yeah.